Breaking news, guys. Bradley Chubb has been traded. He is off to South Beach with the Dolphins. Matthew Peterson here from Chat Sports breaking down the trade. And I'm going to tell you guys why I kind of like this trade. And I know that's not what you want to hear right now because in your brain you associate trading good players away, selling, not going to be good for a long time. I don't think that's true. I think the Broncos are making a good decision here, and I'll explain why throughout the video. But let's run through the trade details here as Adam Schefter broke the news with a couple hours to spare before the NFL trade deadline. The clock hit midnight. Denver sending Bradley Chubb to the Dolphins. And here are the trade details. So the Broncos get a 2023 first-round pick from San Francisco. Really, not from Miami because it's the Niners pick. In fact, we can put them on screen for you guys here. 2024 fourth-round pick, Chase Edmonds, all coming to Denver. I say San Francisco because that's who the first-round pick belongs to. The Dolphins have the Niners' first-round pick from the Trey Lance trade. Now, if you're rooting against Miami to get a better first-round pick, that's not where your efforts should be going. It should be going to San Fran, which is sort of the most, unpredictable team, right? They were barely going to miss the playoffs last year, and then they were one win away from going to the Super Bowl. So you might get a 16th overall pick out of them. You might get pick 30. With the Niners, you really never know what they're going to end up doing at the end of the year, but a first rounder nevertheless. A fourth, Chase Edmonds, I don't really care about that. He's gone in 8 weeks. The Broncos are clearly not going to be a playoff team this year, or they wouldn't have traded Bradley Chubb. So Chase Edmonds coming is just semantics to try and help the run game. And then the Dolphins get Chubb in a 2025 fifth. That's like college football scheduling. That feels so far away. That pick's never going to exist. But grade the trade for me. I'll give you some stats. I'll give you my takes. But I want you guys to get involved early on right now. Grade the trade. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know in the comment section below what you would give this trade here. And before I give you more of my takes, if you have not subscribed to the channel, make sure you go ahead and do so because we are just under 900 subscribers from reaching 11,000 here at the channel. Really proud of the growth we have had here over this season, but let's add to it. So if you're looking for a Broncos YouTube channel that breaks down the latest news and rumors, you found the right spot. Click on that subscribe button today. Here's where I stand. This is a tough pill to swallow, like I said at the top of the video. But this Broncos team was more than just Bradley Chubb for the remainder of the season away from being a legitimate playoff team. Now, there's two big trains of thought, right? Two big questions to ask. The first one is, did George Paton see him re-signing Bradley Chubb at the end of the season? If the answer is no to that question, then it makes a lot of sense to trade him because you only had him for the remaining 8 games of the season. Now, if Paton did see an avenue to re-sign him, which seems unlikely after giving Randy Gregory the bag last offseason, he could have franchise tagged him, but that's a good amount of coin to go to a player for just one season. So I understand trading Chubb when he's having a great year and he's looking like his 2018 self is a tough pill to swallow, but this team needed to reset. They needed to pivot because under the current makeup of this roster, why would we believe they were going to turn the corner and finally look like the 2014-15 Broncos? Now, I'm going to tell you more about this trade and show you guys some stats about Bradley Chubb and the new replacements for Bradley Chubb in just a moment. But we have a brand new sponsor here at Chat Sports I am super excited to tell you guys about, and that is Established Titles. So if you are a little confused about what Established Titles is, well, it's a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland while helping global reforestation efforts. It's a project based around Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies. And here's what Established Titles is going to do for you guys. They will give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number, and boom, you can become a lord or a lady just like I am right now. There's my certificate on screen. So from now on, please do refer to me as Lord Matthew Peterson when you're in the comment section. Plus, they will plant a tree with every order to help with charitable efforts, to help the world get more trees up in reforestation efforts. One tree planted and trees for the future to support global efforts like I mentioned. And also, it's a pretty cool knickknack because now you can officially refer to yourself as a Lord. So next time you're on a dating profile, no, it's not Mr. Matthew Peterson, it's Lord Matthew Peterson. And that's what the ladies love to hear. Just don't tell my girlfriend. So make sure you save when you go to establishtitles.com/chat and get 10% off with a promo code CHAT. Now, I got that link for you guys in the comments and the description of today's show. So check it out, establishtitles.com/chat. Become a landowner across the pond, help global reforestation efforts, and pick up some chicks on the way with being a Lord in your bio, or some ladies or some men, whatever tickles your fancy. It makes for a great last-minute gift with the holiday season right around the corner. Make sure you give your brother-in-law that you kind of like, but you're not really sure if he fits into the family, this awesome deal and gift right here at establishtitles.com/chat with the promo code CHAT to get 10% off. Now let's look at some Bradley Chubb stats, because this is, I think, what George Paton really looked at. I know he's a longtime viewer of the channel. He tells me so every day. And I think he really looked at the production from 2019 to 2021 after his rookie year, where in 3 seasons he played 25 games and had 8.5 sacks. And I think Paton thought to himself, is this someone I want to give a lot of money to and gamble he will not revert back to those 3 seasons? And if that's too big of a risk for him, then it makes sense to trade him and get a first-round pick, especially when you look at the rest of the outside linebacker room, with guys like Baron Browning and Nick Bonito really stepping up as of late, Bonito especially after his London game, and Randy Gregory, when healthy, looking like an all-star, right? You can sell yourself on this 3-man rotation, plus a first-round pick, is in the best interest for this team. That's what I think this really comes down to. Randy Gregory and Baron Browning and Nick Bonito plus a first-rounder is greater than Bradley Chubb on this team, which sucks to say out loud, but when you're 3-5, that's the medicine you have to take here. So let's send some good vibes to Bradley Chubb's way, because this is not an anti-Bradley Chubb, ding-dong, the witch is dead way to get him out of town finally. No. George Paton has made some big decisions in his first few seasons as GM. He traded Von Miller and Bradley Chubb, the cornerstones of this defense, when drafted back in 2018. But spam 55 in the comments to let him know that Broncos country, like Von Miller, is going to root him success. And they can cheer for the Dolphins now, because it really just comes down to the Niners here. After the trade, here's what the 2023 arsenal looks like for George Paton. He has a first-round pick now, via San Francisco, via Miami, 2 third-round picks, a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th. Now, as I film this present moment, no more trades have been made. I checked Twitter. No more trades. But if more deals are made, we'll update this for you guys in the coming days here. Now, here's my take to kind of wrap up today's video. You already had a very good depth number at outside linebacker. You get a desperately needed first-round pick, which I pray to whatever God you want. I don't care that the Broncos use it on an offensive lineman. They need to secure the front 5 bad. That is the number 1 priority for this team. And having a first rounder gets you a lot more confidence that you're going to hit on that pick. And that guy's going to step in day 1 and be this team's starting right tackle, right? Starting left guard. A lot of vacancies are going to be up at the end of this season. I know it sucks to trade Chubb. I know it's not good because it feels like you're selling and you're further away than you were when you started trading for Russell Wilson and making some other free agent moves to the playoffs. But this team, under this roster, was not going anywhere, guys. That's just the cold, hard truth. And a win against the Jags in London is not going to be the turning point in this season for Denver. So they already have depth at outside linebacker. They get a desperately needed first-round pick and a little bit extra, too, to try and help pivot, right? Ross Geller a little bit and get back on track for a player that, if the GM Paton already made up his mind was not going to be signed in free agency, I wouldn't say this season's a wash then, but it's a definite retool and pivot, right? You see what I'm saying? All right, that's going to do it for us on today's show. I appreciate all of you guys for clicking onto it. Happy or sad, I think it's something the Broncos needed to do. I think it is a good move for Denver at the end of the day. It's kind of a win-win trade. The Broncos get a much-needed first-round pick, and the Dolphins get a premier edge rusher as they are a legitimate playoff push team.